Hey guys, happy Thursday. It's Mrs. Austin. I am in an ESL workshop today. It was canceled last week because of everything going on in Washington, D.C., and they kind of let us know a little late, so I'm letting you know that I will not be in class today. I'll be in an ESL workshop, so I will not be in student support this afternoon as well. I'll be in there until after 2:30. So a couple announcements before we do the quick mini lesson and let you go on to your classwork. Please pay attention and make sure you watch this video. Number one, your quiz has a new date. It's pushed back until the 21st, which is next Thursday. I already gave you all the details last block, and it's in today's Google post. Second announcement, homework number 12 is in Genesis, the grade. If you did not get a 2 out of 2 on it, you have one chance to redo it by the quiz. Do not email me when you're done. I'm going to be checking them during the quiz on the 21st. So if you didn't get a 2 out of 2, each matching activity was worth 1/2 point. So you had 4 of them, so you'll know how many you need to fix. Make sure you look for those H's and K's and match them up correctly. Number 3, hybrid starts on the 19th, next Tuesday. I'm very excited. I finally get to see you guys. So I need to know if anybody's changing. Since we won't be in class, you can't let me know. So please do email me that. If you're changing from hybrid to virtual or virtual to hybrid, just let me know because they don't always update the computer in time. Number 4, we're going to do a quick little mini lesson. It's going to be worth 2 points, so you can follow along or pay attention and then do the graph after. But you're going to be adding one graph to your classwork number 3, which will be worth 2 points. After we're done the quick mini lesson, you're going to then go to classwork number 3. You're going to look at any comments on the Jamboard from your classmate who's checking it or myself. If you have any comments, make sure you're fixing your graph. And you're going to finish number 1 through 20. So you're going to need to unsubmit classwork number 3. So you'll click unsubmit. You'll add these remaining graphs, and then you'll resubmit before next block. All right, so you have the full block to work on it today, and then whatever you don't finish is homework, number 1 through 20 you'll be due. All right, so we're going to do the quick little mini lesson and then let you get to the classwork. Okay, so we are going to do one example together that will be similar to something on your quiz, so it would be beneficial if you pay attention. This is also worth 2 points. So this is the one I want you to write at the top, mini lesson problem. Oops, so I'm going to give you a minute, pause the video, go get your printed template, or go get your Jamboard open, and you're going to add one problem to your classwork 1 through 20. All right, so here's your mini lesson problem. It's going to be an absolute value function with all A, B, H, and K. So we're going to see one where we have both A and B in the same problem. So we know you're going to title this mini lesson, and we know our our parent function is absolute value of X, and that's our absolute value function. So again, from day 1, you should know this parent function very well, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, and the reciprocal points, and there's our parent function, plain old parent function. Now what's happening to that V because of those 4 numbers? Well, we said step 1, always look to see where that vertex, anchor, center, inflection point, where does that 0, 0 go? So H and K will tell you that. So our H here is 4, and our K is 6. They're both positive, so I'm going to go right 4 and up 6. Now, remember, very important, this, if I distribute it out, this is not a proper H. Remember, the H value is when you distribute out the 1/2, okay? So make sure you're in proper format where the B value is in front of a parenthesis. Okay. Now we're going to go right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's my new anchor point. And now I know my V is not going to look like the normal V. If I didn't have an A or B, that's where it would be. But I have a bunch of things going on here in addition to this V just being shifted to that location. So let's take a look at those effects. I have an A value of negative 1/2. So I know that has a negative in it, and it's 1/2. So I know I'm going to be reflecting upside down or over the x-axis. And I'm also going to be half as tall, right? I have an A value of 1/2, so that's a vertical compression. and we're going to be compressing it by 2. Because it's going to be 1/2 as tall. All right, so that takes care of the A, but now I also have a B of 1/2. And if you look in your cheat sheet, you know a B of 1/2 will horizontally stretch the graph by 2, the reciprocal. So it's going to be getting wider, and it's going to be getting shorter by 2. Okay, so let's get that graph. So I go back to my new center and axis here. I know the graph's not going to be going up, it's going to be going down. I'm going to be twice as wide, and I'm going to be half as tall. So why did I keep asking you about that 1, 1 point? Well, we know from the center here, the 0, 0, we always go over 1, up 1, and we have another point on our graph. But instead of going over 1, I'm horizontally stretching by 2, so I'm going to go over 2. And then I need to be half as tall. So instead of going up 1, I'm going to go up half of that, or 1/2, but I'm going to be going down because I'm reflected over that new x-axis there. Oops, let me get my eraser. All right, so I have that point. Now the second point, we know we always go over 2 and up 2, but here I'm being horizontally stretched by 2, so I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, and instead of going up 2, I'm going to go down half of that, or 1. And there are my 3 points, and then I can do the reflection points on the other side. I go left 2 and down half, and left 4 and down 1, and I have my other half of my absolute value graph, and I'm done. So then you can erase, like I said, you can erase your new axis, if my eraser would work here. There we go. And you have your new transformed offspring function, and you're done. Now, I didn't touch that table at all, right? And this is what we want you to do. When you're in pre-calc honors, you're not going to have a table to check it because you're going to be moving much quicker. But we're done, right? If you want to put your little arrows on the end, you can put your arrows on the end. But now I see that what used to be 4 boxes wide is now 8. So I'm stretched by 2 horizontally. What used to be 2 boxes tall, I'm now only 1 box tall, or half as tall. So I have a vertical compression by 2. My A value's half, it's half as tall. And I did a great job. I'm shifted over 4, up 6, so I'm right. Okay, now, what are we going to do next? Well, now we are going to check it with the table. So I said to you, until we're comfortable, and these first 20, we're going to be checking it with the table. So my rule for B is I take 1 over bx plus h, and my rule for y, we said last block, is ay plus k. So my b value is 1/2, the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2, and that makes sense. I'm going to be stretching all those x's by 2, so I'm going to be multiplying by 2, and then I need to shift them right 4, so I'm going to add my h of 4. So my new rule for my transformation graph is 2x plus 4. For the y values, I have an a of -1/2. I'm going to multiply that by all my y values to flip them and to take half the height. So I want to compress them, so I'm going to multiply by 1/2, and then I'm going to add my 6, my k value, to shift them up. All right, so from day 1, we know the parent function, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. So that's our parent function points, and where did they go because of these transformations? Well, you're going to take all the x's, double them, and then add 4. And you should get 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. And all the y values, you're going to multiply them by -1/2 and add 6. And there are all our new points on the transformation graph. So where did 0, 0 go? Well, it went to 4, 6. So that's the obvious one to see. Let me just change colors here. So our 0, 0 went to 4, 6. Now the let's go back to the first point was negative 2, 2. This one, well, it went to 0, 5, and there it is. Negative 1, 1 goes to 2, 5.5. There it is. And 1, 1, which we use as the anchor, went to 6, 5.5. So over 6 up 5.5 is here. So that looks good. And 8, 5 is where 2, 2 went, the last point, and there it is. So you know you're guaranteed a perfect graph. All right, like I said, this is a check until we're comfortable. We know where these things go. You can do a quick little algebra check to see if your points are in the right location. And here we're good. All right, so that's what you're going to be doing in the Jamboard. If you did not follow directions and put your parent function in, make sure you're following those directions and adding all that today for your final grade on the classwork number 3. So you can go ahead and start that. If you need help, remember I'm in student support Friday morning, Friday afternoon, Monday morning before our Tuesday morning before our next block. All right, so have a great weekend, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Hybrid. Finally. Have a good weekend. Bye.